Bonnie Raitt is here. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and 10-time Grammy winner has sold more than 16 million records over a 45-year career. B.B. King called her the best damn slide player working today. She was named one of Rolling Stone magazine's greatest singers and greatest guitar players of all time. Her latest album, Dig In Deep, illustrates the delicate balance of consistency and risk-taking that has defined her career. The New York Times called it a digest of her proven strengths and says, quote, "For every bittersweet ballad, there's a steamrolling groove." Here's a clip from her hit single, Gypsy in Me. Pleased to have Bonnie Raitt back at this table. You know what? 20 years, 1995.
I know. Incredible.
But how are you?
I'm great. Just getting ready to start the second leg of our couple-of-year-long tour, and we're doing our summer outdoor tour starting Friday night. And I'm just excited to be.
Been doing it for 45 years.
Yeah.
Is
started,
it just
started in 1970, so even a little bit more.
Yeah. Is it just, you use the word, and you have talked about it, gratitude, but it's also the passion for music.
Oh, man. I mean, that's what makes being home in the breaks between the tour, you know, after about a week, you start going, I miss that. I miss that. It's not the fan adulation. It's mostly just the playing and the songs and the feeling with the audience. There's nothing like it. It's just, it's what keeps us on the road. And
keeps you young, keeps you everything.
Yeah. You can't beat it.
Keeps you alive.
You can't.
On the blues.
You know, since I was a little girl, when I first heard Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino and Chuck Berry, I mean, rhythm and blues, sometimes people separate it, but for me, soulful, funky music is just something that I always loved. I mean, even Elvis was funky, you know, and I tended to like the Motown, Stax Volt, Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin. I mean, I love that R&B stuff. I just love it, and I think most of the world loves American rhythm and blues and jazz, and that just got that beat and that side-to-side thing. That's really that puts the roll in rock. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. And you once said that your guitar sounds like bacon smell.
I know. Well, I was trying to think of something on the spot that is just undeniably
good.
Yeah, you know, in a way that's somewhat on the edge of guilty, you know? I mean, there's nothing like the way it feels to play and have that sound come out of your amplifier, or just with an acoustic guitar. But the slide guitar is so expressive. It never stops giving.
BB said the best.
Oh, I can't believe he would repeat that to journalists, and, you know, I thanked him for it eternally. If I never got anything else, I would be able to have that.
Live on that.
Yeah.
But you're on the road too.
On the road is the fun part.
You
know,
really?
the coming up with an album after album of songs. You know, when you find a great song, I don't write my own stuff that much, but when I find a song that really suits me and fits me, and I got a good arrangement in my head, and I work with my great band, it's the finding and the coming up with the record that's the work part of what I do. And the promotion is not my favorite part, but it's important to let the word be out. But the touring part is the part where the payoff is. That's the fun part, playing for the audience. Because it's where the crowds are. It's where
there's the thing that happens. Connection to the audience.
The thing that happens when you're playing is just indescribable. It's like an anointed exaltation. You know, it just, you forget all of the worries and all the aches and pains, and you get out there. And I watched it happen with my dad, and I feel the same way.
Your dad used to watch my show.
Yes, he and I used to watch it together.
Yeah.
We'd talk each other from two different cities.
Yeah.
I'd say, "You watching Charlie?" He said, "Of course." I'm having cereal and watching Charlie.
You've been sober for 30 years, too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that hard?
For me, luckily, it was just a piece of cake. From the first day, I really just got that it was going to be a lot easier to try to just not do it rather than try to manage how much and when.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's other things that you can get addicted to if you're an addictive kind of person, where you work too much, or, you know, codependent relationships that you probably should be out of, or food.
Do you have some of those?
I try to be, part of sobriety is being aware of your tendencies to use things to numb out, or to mood shift, or to feed that big gaping thing that you're missing, you know, with something, whether it's love or sex or, you know, working or email or exercise. So I try to keep an eye on it. And but the sobriety part, I work at it, but it's been really blessedly easy.
Because, I have never bought this, and I've had these arguments, and I know there are experiences in which people say, well, if I was drinking, I was a better writer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the work that Keith did when he was high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the people I studied in literature in high school were raging alcoholics, with abuse problems.
So you believe this?
Well, I mean, it came out later when I was an adult. I found out, oh my God, Hemingway and those guys were, this is like alcoholic thinking once you understand what that tendency to be self-aggrandizing and feel like you deserve more, but you also feel like you're worthless. So those two things at the same time that drive a lot of people to great art. They feel wounded, or they feel more sensitive, or they're seeing things or picking up channels that other people don't get. And I think that I don't think anybody regrets the work they did.
See, I would think you obviously said most of the music you do written by someone else, but I'm surprised by that, because you live life, because you are a woman of feeling and a woman of you've lived life and you feel life. And
but you don't have to have written the song to make it yours.
No, I know that, but you would think the capacity to feel as well as you do means you can write those feelings.
Well, I have written 30 or so songs, and I'm really proud of them. And I've got more on this latest record than I've written in a while.
You mean on this one?
Yeah, I decided. Well, there were some specific reasons that I wanted to, because I was missing. I wanted to custom write some songs that went with certain feels of music.
Yeah.
There's a kick butt political song on there because I just had enough of money, hijacking democracy. And there's some songs about regret, about and sadness with saying goodbye to love relationships in my family, and I'm sorry for the one I couldn't be for you. I'm sorry for who you couldn't be for me. Yeah. It's sad when you look back. And so there were some things I wanted to say, but I Can't Make You Love Me and Angel from Montgomery. And
you have to sing those.
But
if you don't sing those songs, they're going to come up on the stage and get you.
Yeah, but it didn't matter that I didn't write them. I mean, I feel like...
No, but I mean, you own them.
I picked those, every song I picked because it resonates with something in me. It's just as real as those things you think.
But I Can't Make You Love Me.
Yeah.
You have to sing it.
It's a great gift that they sent that song to me first.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I mean,
they said, this is for you.
Yeah. It was great, and a lot of people have covered it, including Adele, who did a great version, and Prince did a version of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But they sent it to you first.
They did. Well, I cut a song on Nick of Time called Too Soon to Tell by one of the co-writers of I Can't Make You Love Me, and he loved the way I did it, and he loved the way I sang, so that's the song I think that people will remember me for the most.
I do, too.
And I'm very proud to have it.
I like some of these Need You Tonight.
Oh, that In Excess song?
Yes.
Pretty sexy. Nice to know that you don't have to hang up your spurs just because you're getting on, right, Charlie?
That's what they say. But you did say the closest thing to religion is gratitude.
For me, that's all. To me, being aware of how blessed I am and not focusing on what's wrong all the time or complaining or whining. But just to look around and see how blessed we all are. And certainly you and I have had incredibly blessed careers and lives. But even people scuffling and trying to just put food on the table still feel, when you think of your life, of how grateful it is knowing that there are people worse off, and there's knowing people that are fighting illness and heartbreak, and we are just so grateful to be able to take this breath.
And I said I hate whining, but at the same time, I mean, you know a lot of lives in which people have every right to say, this is friggin' unfair.
Exactly. So because I'm around so much injustice and suffering and loss, I'm so grateful that I'm not in that situation, and we're put on this earth to do something to help those that aren't as lucky.
There was a series of years in like 24, 25, 29. You lost mother, father, and brother.
Yeah.
Did that take a toll?
You know, I knew it was coming, but I didn't expect it to be back to back like that. And I try to prepare for it, but to watch people you love suffer and somebody lose who they are, whether it's Alzheimer's, which my mom had, and just my dad had a fall, you know, like a lot of older people do. He was so vital and on the road still in his 80s, and some kind of accident like that. And my older brother was... Yeah, he broke his ankle and then he just aspirated in the hospital and got chemical pneumonia, and that just started a cycle of months of not really being able to recuperate and losing muscle tone and all that, and just he didn't get to be John Raitt anymore, and it just heartbreaking to watch him.
What was it to be the daughter of John Raitt?
The greatest. I mean, that guy was everything that I am, I owe to my parents. I mean, they were full of gratitude, full of curiosity, had youthful spirits and, you know, avid, acute minds, and loved all kinds of music and arts, and they were, you know, political and Quaker and active. And my dad in particular just had such a love of life and was never said a bad thing about anybody.
Now, did you get some of this eco-friendliness from him?
I would say my mom was the more active, involved with the groups, and then my dad would do a lot of benefits and write checks and talk about it. And people didn't ask back then about it in interviews about what do you care about as much. But they put me on the road to being a safe energy and environmentalist and justice and civil rights. They took me to the March on Washington. They took me to the Ban the Bomb rallies. You know, they educated They educated my brother and I in how to be of service. That was basically a Quaker tenet.
But what price do you think you paid?
For being on the road?
For being committed to work the way you are?
Well, running a record company with a great team and being the captain of your own ship and producing yourself, that kind of stuff can be taxing. But, you know, ultimately, since the beginning, I mean, I have to answer for every single note on the record and every mix and every choice of song and everything I wear and every interview that I do. You know, I like to have an understanding between me and who's ever talking to me that, you know, that it's going to reach a certain level. So there's a price to pay for being in control of it, which means I don't get to have some delegate it and then spend my time thinking about my next songs. I think because I don't write my own music and I want to be head of my own business, which my dad didn't have any control over. I grew up watching him have to wait for someone to give him a new show, and I went, you know, if I ever do this,
I want to be in control. It's
like
control.
I want to be able to pick the ticket prices and who's opening the show, and most people in my position do that somewhat. But as a woman, I didn't think I could do wife and mother.
Well, my philosophy is if you don't look after yourself, nobody's going to look after you.
Exactly.
That's
I mean, and wife and mother, I know other women in my position much more famous with Angelina Jolie, Meryl Streep, people that have raised healthy, balanced children, are in long-term relationships that are successful and still are, you know, working at a huge level and doing all the press and promo and pull it off. I don't know how they could do it. So,
but you have to manage that.
Yeah, but I don't have to take care of kids or be a wife, which that's a big piece. Well, you know, we're married to our careers.
Yeah, I just haven't been in a place where I've been so engaged by living.
Yeah.
Both work and play.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I have had a lot of research in the wrong kinds of relationships.
If you had a bad relationship, why?
Oh, I mean, it started out great, but then it just, you know, like relationships that don't work, whether they're with your colleagues at work or romantic relationships, they start out and then you grow apart, or for whatever reason the person wasn't who you thought they were, or they weren't even the person they thought they were.
Yeah. You thought you liked something you didn't really.
Well, yeah, or
want.
you just grow apart, or issues of trust. But I mean, each person I've been with, long consecutive relationships, has been the right person for that time.
At the right time, absolutely.
And you know, my life right now is a lot more settled, and I have really a great team of people that are my friends.
Have you changed musically?
I hope that I've deepened as a person and it's reflected in my choices, but a lot of the choices musically have to do with not wanting to repeat myself of something I've already done. So I want to keep layering, and I want to keep stretching. But I called my last record Slipstream because I'm not reinventing the wheel. I mean, all of us do music that, you know, there's not that many new songs out there. I mean, just when you think there's nobody else new that could come up, then you get the Alabama Shakes or somebody that'll just blow your mind with somebody completely new. So I like to keep my ears open and just keep stretching. So I'd like to think that I'm still growing as a musician. I hope so.
You are. You did say once that your music is not for sissies.
I mean, the topics that I choose in my ballads are for that's what soul music to me is, whether it's country music or R&B or whatever. When you pick a great torch song or a great ballad that really turns the rock over and then you're looking at all this stuff that you don't want to look at, that's the reason to sing that song. That's why you want to reach people on a deeper level. And that's what I mean by it's not just skipping a stone across the surface of the water. And then the digging deep is, you know, those grooves, you know, when you love R&B and rock and roll as much as I do, and you get that groove going, it's like digging a big trench and just sitting in it, you know, it's fantastic.
Anybody you want to play with that you haven't really, for whatever reason?
Well, there's a host of African musicians that I've gotten a little taste with, Habib Kwate and Ali Farka Touré and some Celtic musicians like Paul Brady. Yeah. There's more world musicians, and you know, I'd love to do something with Keith Richards. And you know, we've opened for the Stones and I've done some duets and things, but I think it would be really fun to make some music with him. I have a lot of admiration for him.
Yeah, well, so do I. I mean, the thing that I like about him, among other things, I mean, I've always been intrigued by the relationship between Mick and Keith.
Yeah.
You know,
amazing.
Whatever it is, whatever the conflict, whatever the tension, whatever the joy, whatever it is, it's there. It's real. It's, you know, it's not taken for.
And what a gift that his forthrightness in writing that book so eloquently, and Bob Dylan's book.
Right.
You know, I mean, when Elvis Costello's book, I mean, these are guys, they're just incredible to get inside the machinations of these, right? Not just the history of how the songs come to be, but they're open about relationships in a way that, man, I wouldn't have the guts to do that.
Well, why not?
What
do you have to fear?
I don't want to spend time going over my past, but basically I have spent so much time doing interviews about other people and about other times in my past for documentaries and other people's books that I feel like I already did it. You know, by the time you do a whole press junket for each album, you get into the 20th album, you go like, man, you know, enough with the past. Let's talk about now and the future.
So what do you hope for the future?
Oh, if we get past November?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Election day's on my birthday. We'll see. In the future, I've got another year of touring with this record, and then it'll be really fun to be... The ebb and flow of being home and being on the road has a nice balance and a groove after all these years. So I hope one day to be able to travel, not professionally, but just go and visit the places in the world. Musically, man, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of jazz and blues left, a lot of great musical...
A lot of music to play and listen to.
I mean, I listen to Paul Simon and Jackson Browne and so many people that are just growing at...
How about new people?
A lot of new people that are great. Yeah. Brittany Howard from Alabama Shakes is great. Oh, yeah. There's a group called Lake Street Dive that I think is great. And Laura Mavula, are you hip to her? She's a British artist. Oh, I mean, there's just so much great new music out there.
This album is called Digging Deep. Bonnie Raitt, if in fact you want to see her, she's on tour somewhere.
Oh, yeah, we are.
You can find her somewhere.
I hope you can make it come to see our show.
I want to.
I'll come to your house and do a private concert.
I would love that. You'll do it. You'll do it.
I will do it.
You will.
I won't I'll be blindfolded, and I won't know where it is, but I'll just bring my guitar.
That's all you have to bring, darling. You and your guitar.
And walk on the beach with your dogs. And
we'll do that together. All right?
Be great.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.